Ladies and gentlemen, it is a privilege to speak to minds that are searching for meaning beyond medals, beyond money, and beyond mere titles. Today, I do not come to talk to you about how to be successful. I want to talk to you about something far more powerful, how to create your identity. You see, success in many ways is a moving target. It changes from culture to culture, from one generation to another. For one person, it is a mansion. For another, it is a microphone. For someone else, 1 million followers. But identity is eternal. It is not what you do, it is who you are. So I challenge you, stop asking, how can I become successful? Start asking, why am I here? What problem was I born to solve? What legacy must I leave? You were not born to be a copy, you were born to be a voice. Discover your identity. Work hard, not to become what the world applauds, but to become what heaven intended. In today's world, the idea of success is often portrayed as a destination, something to be reached, measured, and applauded. We are taught from a young age to aim for high-paying careers, prestigious titles, and public recognition. While none of these things are inherently wrong, they are incomplete if pursued in isolation. The truth is, success as defined by the world is external. It is based on outcomes, comparisons, and the approval of others. But fulfillment is internal. It is rooted in meaning, purpose, and alignment with your true self. Every person on earth was born with a specific purpose. Purpose is not a career. It is not a business. It is not a job. It is the original intent for which something was created. Just as every invention was made to solve a specific problem, every individual was born to meet a unique need in the world. That means your worth is not in how much money you make, but in whether you are fulfilling the reason for your existence. When a person discovers this purpose and begins to live it out, they experience a depth of satisfaction that success alone cannot provide.
Chasing success without knowing your purpose is like running in a race with no finish line.
You might be moving fast, but you don't know where you're going. You may be applauded by others, but deep inside you feel empty because your activity does not match your identity. This is why some of the most successful people by worldly standards often feel unfulfilled. They achieved everything they thought they wanted, yet they feel something is missing because purpose was never the focus. Living from purpose is different. When you know who you are and why you are here, every action gains clarity. Your work becomes more than a paycheck. It becomes a platform. Your talent becomes more than entertainment. It becomes a tool. Your time becomes more than a schedule. It becomes an investment in destiny. You are no longer driven by the fear of failure or the pressure of comparison. Instead, you are guided by a personal vision that gives your life direction and value. True fulfillment does not come from chasing what is popular. It comes from pursuing what is personal, what was placed inside you often before you were even aware of it. It comes from nurturing your gifts, refining your voice, and using both to make a difference that reflects who you truly are. The world needs people who are not just successful, but significant. Significance is born when purpose is lived out with passion and integrity. Only when you stop chasing the shadows of success and start living in the light of purpose will you find the kind of peace, joy, and fulfillment that lasts beyond applause or accolades. In every generation, society builds invisible templates, blueprints of what success should look like. These templates often come with predefined paths. Finish school, get a degree, land a high-paying job, buy a house, retire comfortably. While this may work for some, it is not a universal formula for purpose or fulfillment. Many people work tirelessly, sacrifice their passions, and silence their dreams just to fit into a mold that was never designed for them. They become experts at performance, but strangers to themselves. Hard work is a powerful principle. It is essential to achieving anything worthwhile. But the question we must ask is, what are we working toward? Without vision, hard work becomes aimless labor. It can become exhausting rather than empowering. A person without vision may spend years building someone else's dream, climbing a ladder only to discover it was leaning against the wrong wall. True power lies not just in effort, but in purposeful effort. Personal vision is the clear picture of your future based on your gifts, passions, values, and purpose. It is your inner blueprint, unique and non-transferable. When you work according to your personal vision, your labor is not just survival or competition, it becomes creation. You're not trying to beat someone else, you are trying to be yourself, fully and without compromise. Many people conform to external expectations because it feels safer. It's easier to follow a map that others have drawn. But safety is not the same as significance. What's popular is not always purposeful. Society often measures success by visible things, titles, wealth, possessions, popularity, but these are results, not roots. The root is vision. Without it, you may gain the world and still feel lost. When your hard work is aligned with your vision, your daily actions have meaning. You may not be rich overnight, but you'll be rich in clarity. You'll wake up knowing why you do what you do. Even in failure, you'll feel progress, because you are walking your own path, not someone else's shadow. The most powerful people are not those who follow trends, they are those who set direction because they know who they are. Vision gives discipline a purpose, it gives sacrifice a reward. It transforms pressure into passion and obstacles into opportunities for growth. But to live with vision, you must first disconnect from the noise of public opinion and reconnect with the voice within you, the one that whispers your real calling. Don't let hard work become slavery to society's approval. Let it become your instrument of purpose. Don't conform to success, transform into identity. You were never meant to fit in. You were born to stand out by building what only you can build. Work hard, but let that hard work be rooted in the blueprint of your own soul. Identity is not a label you wear, it is a legacy you leave. In a world obsessed with status, many people confuse identity with what they do, what they own, or how they are perceived. But real identity is deeper. It is the sum total of who you are when the titles are gone, the applause fades, and the spotlight moves on. Your true identity is built over time, shaped by the values you live by, the gifts you develop, and the impact you make on others. When you focus only on becoming successful, you may end up creating a brand instead of building a life. A brand can be impressive, but it is often polished for public consumption. Identity, on the other hand, is authentic and rooted in purpose. Success may bring you attention, but identity gives you direction. It allows you to live a life that matters not just for you, but for others. To create your identity, you must live intentionally. This means understanding your unique combination of strengths, passions, convictions, and skills, and choosing to develop them with consistency and integrity. It means standing by your values even when it costs you comfort. It means using your talents not just to achieve but to serve. Your contribution to the world is not measured by how high you climb, but by how much you build with what you've been given. Legacy is not something you build at the end of your life. It is something you are creating every day. Every decision, every word, every action either adds to or subtracts from the story you are telling with your life. When you live with this awareness, you stop chasing validation and start building vision. You stop mimicking others and start mastering yourself. Gifts are meant to be given. You were not born with talent just to benefit yourself. Your creativity, your intellect, your leadership, your compassion, these are tools to create value for others. Your true identity becomes evident when your gifts are used not for show but for service. When people remember you, they won't talk about your possessions or titles. They'll talk about how you made them feel, what you helped them become, and what principles you stood for. Values are the foundation of a lasting identity. In a world that constantly shifts its standards, people with strong values remain steady. Honesty, humility, discipline, courage, these are not just traits, they are legacy builders. They speak when you're silent, and they live on long after you're gone. Contribution is where identity finds its highest expression. You may not change the entire world, but you can influence your part of it. Whether in your family, your profession, your community, or your generation, your identity is defined by the difference you make. The goal is not just to be remembered, but to be remembered for something meaningful. So don't just work to make a name, work to build a life. Don't just aim to be seen, aim to be significant. Let your identity be the blueprint for a legacy that reflects your deepest values, your greatest gifts, and your highest contribution. In closing, remember this: success is temporary, but identity is eternal. Don't waste your life chasing what others admire. Build what only you were born to create. Work hard, yes, but not just to earn applause or accumulate titles. Work hard to discover who you are, to express your purpose, to craft a legacy that speaks even when you're gone. The world does not need more successful people. It needs more people who are true to themselves, rooted in vision, driven by purpose, and committed to leaving something of value behind. Create your identity not for popularity but for posterity.